Good morning. How are you going today? I just wanted to jump in. You may notice I'm wearing my Squid Game t-shirt today, and I wanted to jump in and talk about recruitment of new staff. And sometimes it actually feels a little bit like you're playing in Squid Game. So let me just reassure you. If you're struggling with this sudden boss syndrome, you may have seen me post about that before last week. But if you're struggling with suddenly being responsible for all of the staff that you've suddenly recruited in response to demand over the last couple of years, I really want you to know you are not alone. I have been talking with so many practice owners and other small business owners over the last bunch of months. I'd say, in particular, the first quarter of this year, people have been pulling their hair out because of suddenly growing their team, all the borders and all of the people being reopened. And so, of course, COVID is wreaking havoc with staff attendance, with client attendance, which, of course, is wreaking havoc with revenue. But at the back of it all is this stress that I know you're feeling around trying to juggle all of the balls in your business, especially when growth in your team has been a new thing. I've been speaking with people about this for a long time, but it has ramped up over the last little while because of the factors I just mentioned. So it's really important to sort of drill into our own minds. Just because we're finding it difficult doesn't mean we are bad at this business ownership gig. Just because we're struggling to find the time to manage our staff and to, even more importantly, support our staff doesn't mean we suck at being a business owner. So I want you to give yourself a little bit of grace, step back a little bit and say, what is it that I really want to be able to do for my team? Is it give more of your time? Is it give them more client free time? Is it be able to afford to do things like have staff functions? What is it that you want to be able to provide for your team so that they feel nurtured and supported? Because a nurtured and supported team nurtures and supports your business, which in turn nurtures and supports you, which is why I'm running the course that I'm running next month. When we take a step back and figure out what it is we want to give to our team, we then realize all of these little fears start bubbling up. If I give my team more client free time, who's paying for that? You are. You are. Where does the money come from? It still comes from client fees. But what if they're not seeing the clients? It means you're not charging enough. So there's a number of variables that are going on in business at the moment where people are kind of putting the cart before the horse. So your demand has gone through the roof. So you've recruited all of the staff. You've got them seeing a bazillion people because they need to see a bazillion people to pay for their salary. But now you're realizing that it's not working. People aren't happy. People are trying to get time out of you. You haven't got time to give them. You're not happy. Nobody's happy, except perhaps the clients who are being seen at a fee that is potentially quite low. Have a look at your fee structure. Have a look at your marketing. Have a look at all of the elements of your business and have a thought for, one, why did I go into this business in the first place? To help people, right? Two, how can I afford to help people if I burn out? Three, how can I support a team if I burn out? All of that comes back to fee structure. If your fee structure is right, you can afford to pull back on your own caseload so that you can support your team better, and you can afford for your staff members to have a lighter caseload so that they've got time to do all of the things that they need to do in their working days. I've been hearing some horror stories, and I mean horror stories, about junior staff being expected to see ridiculous numbers of clients in a day because bosses are panicking about being able to keep paying them their salary. Cart before the horse. Look after the staff. Everything else will follow, but it's got to be supported by a viable and sustainable fee structure. So I am running training in this. So if you want to have a moment with me and a group of other business owners like us where we actually spend some time drilling into recruitment, retention, and graceful exits, what's that about? I can tell you all about that. Then in the description of this video, you'll find a link which will take you to a lovely little website which will describe the course in a little more detail for you. 3 sessions in June. Each session is 90 minutes long. The first hour will be training. The remaining 30 minutes will be live Q&A. It's a really, for me, sorry, my phone rang. For me, it's a really important training because of the horror stories I've been hearing. For me, it's a bit of a mission to try and correct the balance between practice owners feeling that things are working and staff feeling that things are working. Now, without wanting to blow my own trumpet, this is actually a win for my team more than me. You know, we were a finalist in Team Culture Awards for the Allied Health Awards last year. That's not an accident, and it's not an overnight thing. It's through dedicated attention to supporting staff. So I share what that means, what that looks like. I share what I mean by the difference between passive and active recruitment. That's got to do with your marketing, a word that a lot of you don't like to hear. And I also share about how former staff members can actually be, you want them to be ambassadors for your brand. You don't want them bad mouthing you. Reputation in business is everything, and that includes with your staff. Look after them and they will look after you. So have a read of the information attached to this video. Have a look at the link and go and have a look and see if it's a course that appeals to you right now. Then by all means, I invite you to join me in June. It's an online program. While I think of it, those of you who are interested in in-person events with me, jump onto my website. There is a spot where you can register your interest and have your name added to the waitlist for people to join me in person in the second half of this year. We do have dates, which I'm not telling you yet because we're just yet to pin content to each date. So once I've got all that cleared in my head, I can tell you one will be in July, one in September, and one in November. www.tesscrawley.com.au is the website if you'd like to check that out. So in the meantime, if you have questions, feel free to pop them in the comments and I will come back to you and answer those. Lovely to chat to you today. Hope you're having a fabulous day and I will talk to you very soon. Bye for now.